The sun dipped below the rugged peaks, the sky turned a bruised purple. In the small village nestled in the Himalayan foothills, shadows grew long and deep.
Something's not right.
Ramesh sat on the steps of his small house, a frown etching his young face. The wind whispered through the deodar trees, carrying the scent of pine and something else, something unsettling. He couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. Something was amiss in their peaceful village. Ramesh's gaze drifted towards the edge of the village, where the skeletal branches of ancient trees marked the path to the old crematorium. It had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember, shrouded in whispers and fear. The villagers avoided it. They said it was a place of sorrow, a place where spirits lingered. Ramesh shivered, pulling his shawl tighter around him. The sound of his grandmother's shuffling footsteps brought Ramesh's attention back to the present. Dadi, her face etched with the wisdom of her years, emerged from the house. Her eyes, though clouded with age, held a deep concern as she looked at her grandson.
What troubles you, Ramesh?
The village feels different, Dadi. There's a heaviness in the air.
Dadi sighed, her gaze drifting towards the darkening forest.
Stay away from the old cremation ground, Ramesh. It is a place of unrest, haunted by the Raakh, the shadow of ashes. It feeds on fear, on curiosity.
Ramesh's curiosity was piqued. Dadi's warnings usually had the opposite effect. The more she forbade something, the more alluring it became. He wanted to dismiss her words as mere superstition, but something in her voice, a tremor of genuine fear, sent a shiver down his spine. Night had fallen, blanketing the village in an eerie silence. Driven by a force he couldn't quite place, Ramesh found himself drawn to the edge of the village, towards the path leading to the abandoned cremation ground.
I have to see it for myself.
Each step away from the safety of his home filled him with a growing sense of unease. The air grew heavy, making it difficult to breathe. The forest seemed to press in around him, the trees twisting into grotesque shapes in the moonlight. The further he walked, the more oppressive the atmosphere became, as if he were walking into the heart of a nightmare. The path opened into a clearing. In the center, the crematorium stood in ruins, its crumbling walls seeming to claw at the night sky. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and burnt offerings. A chill wind howled through the trees, carrying whispers and moans that sent shivers down Ramesh's spine. He circled the perimeter of the clearing, his heart pounding against his ribs. He could hear sounds now, soft at first, then growing louder. Whispers, groans, the crackling of flames. They seemed to be coming from within the ruined walls of the crematorium. He hesitated, fear battling with his burgeoning curiosity.
Swallowing his fear, Ramesh stepped into the crematorium.
The air inside was stagnant and cold, heavy with the scent of ash and decay. As his eyes adjusted to the gloom, he noticed a faint bluish glow emanating from the far corner of the structure. It pulsed with an unnatural light, casting flickering shadows that danced on the crumbling walls.
As he moved closer, the glow intensified. He could make out a form within the light, a swirling mass of shadows that seemed to writhe and coil. It had no discernible features, only a shifting amorphous shape that sent a primal fear clawing its way up his throat.
Where has my Ramesh gone? Oh, these shadows, these whispers. Please, protect him.
I have to know what this Raakh is, what it wants. I can't turn back now. Who are you? Ah, your grip. It's like ice. What do you want from me?
The figure pulled him closer, its form shifting and swirling, becoming more defined. Ramesh could make out the faint outline of a human form, contorted in agony, its eyes burning with a cold blue fire.
Release me.
How? How can I help you? What do you need from me?
And then it hit him. Dadi's stories, the whispers in the village. The Raakh fed on fear, on curiosity. But what if it craved something else? What if it longed for release, for peace?
I have to try. I have to help it find peace.
Taking a deep breath, Ramesh made a decision. He closed his eyes and focused his thoughts, pushing away his fear and replacing it with a surge of empathy. He envisioned the creature finding peace, its tormented soul finally laid to rest. When he opened his eyes, the creature was gone. The blue light had faded. and the whispers had ceased. The crematorium stood silent in the moonlight, the only sound the beating of his own heart. Ramesh stumbled out of the ruins, his body trembling with exhaustion and the after-effects of terror. He never spoke of what he had seen that night, but the experience changed him. He carried with him the weight of the Raakh, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked at the edges of their world, a darkness that could only be held at bay by courage and compassion.